Seeing positivity on the bourse, is that purely because we're looking at a scenario where there's a great interest from foreign investors right now?
Well, thank you very much, Fenly. That's a good observation there. We are seeing a lot of foreign activity, especially over the past few days. We are seeing them doing well over 60% of the volumes at the market. And also looking at the trend, basically we see a lot of activity, especially from foreigners towards the end of the year, mainly, I guess, because of anticipation that the new year will bring in a lot of hope. We're also expecting a bit of the fund managers to start coming in, especially because of taking their positions due to end of year valuations.
Take us to what would you suggest would be the best buys? EABL, Safaricom, Equity, Kenyan, which would you say are the best buys for this week?
Well, for this week, we are looking again at some of the blue chips, mainly because they are still value stocks, because they're trading at all-time lows. Counters like East African breweries, which pay very, very good dividends and have solid growth, especially over the past few years, are very promising. Also, counters like Equity Bank, which basically announce very, very, not so good, but optimistic results, which are relatively good. Some of the banking stocks are also very, very promising, like Cooperative Bank. Even KCB, despite the fact that they did not perform so well, they are still very promising. On the industrial front, East African breweries, as I mentioned earlier. Also some counters like British American Tobacco, which has been very good in terms of dividend payouts.
Well, let's look at CarbAcid. It has hit a resistance level of the 300 mark, and Centum is still rising and dwindling supply. Between the two of them, which stock would you recommend? And going forward, what's the outlook for the two?
Well, CarbAcid has risen over 118% compared to where the share price it has been trading at before it was suspended, which seems very, very high at the moment. And having it gone all the way to 307, and today supply is seeming to come in and causing the share to hit at 300, it seems like it's a very good exit point for most of the people who have such a share. So we'd encourage them to sell it as at now. As for Centum, basically it's more of a relationship between the two, because Centum owns over 23% or around there of CarbAcid. So definitely there are going to be gains on that count. Also, the speculation that Centum might be interested in even buying more stock in terms of buying more of CarbAcid as at now. So Centum looks very, very promising at that price for the moment.
Well, we're looking at a scenario where there's a bullish trend on the bourse and there's a slow pace as investors are continuing to take up their position. But how long do you expect this bullish trend to last for?
Well, this bullish trend looks very, very positive and also very encouraging as at now. As you noted earlier, we saw that today we fell short of the 3,100 mark by only 6 points. So definitely we might be crossing that mark anytime soon. And with the demand that is coming in, especially from foreigners who tend to really, really support our market, especially at a time like now when most of the retail investors developed cold feet, we are seeing a bit of optimism in the market, which basically seems we might continue like that, especially for the rest of the year. And hopefully next year we'll be talking 3,200 and beyond.